Dear students, in this section we will be dealing with rolling process, which is one of the most important manufacturing processes in the modern world. Okay, let's discuss about rolling process. So in the previous sessions, we already discussed about metal forming or metal shaping processes, and in that type of process, the desired size and shape are obtained through the deformation of metals under the action of externally applied forces. And rolling operation is coming under this category of metal forming or metal shaping process. And the rolling process, we can define the rolling process. It is a bulk deformation process in which the thickness of the work is reduced by compressive forces exerted by two opposing rods. And the purpose of this process is to convert large section into small sections. And by this process, we can improve materials' physical properties like strength, toughness, ductility, and also shock resistance. The large majority of all metal products produced today are subjected to metal rolling process at one point in their manufacturing process. And metal rolling is often the first step in creating raw metal forms. And by this operation, useful articles like sheets, rails, plates, ring, bars, etc. can be produced. Based on that operating temperature, the rolling process is classified into two. The first one is hot rolling process, and here the process is done at a temperature above recrystallization temperature but below its melting point. And second category is cold rolling process. Here the process is done at a temperature below recrystallization temperature. So what is this recrystallization temperature? So before that, what is recrystallization? When a metal is heated and deformed under mechanical force, an energy level will be reached when the old grain structure starts disintegrating and new grain structure with reduced strain starts forming. When the metal is heated and deformed, we are giving some mechanical force externally and it is deformed, and when some energy level reached, the old grain structure starts to disintegrate and new grains are formed. Okay, and this is known as recrystallization. And the temperature at which this phenomenon starts is known as recrystallization temperature, and we can define it as the minimum temperature at which a given material completely recrystallizes in 1 hour is defined as the recrystallization temperature. Okay, so based on this recrystallization temperature, the rolling process is classified into two. The first one is hot rolling process, and this process is happening at a temperature below recrystallization temperature. So in the figure, as a result of squeezing, the grains of the metal are elongated in the direction of rolling, and after crossing the stress zone, grains start refining. And here the hardening due to plastic deformation is completely eliminated by this recrystallization. Due to the recrystallization, new grains are formed and we can eliminate the hardening. And due to high temperature, oxidation and scaling may occur, which leads to poor surface finish, and this hot working also develops cracks and blowholes in this material. So that is all about the hot rolling process. It is happening just above the recrystallization temperature, and as we discussed it, above the recrystallization temperature, if you apply some external force, new grains are formed and new grains are elongated and it is refined. And due to this, the hardness of due to the plastic deformation can be eliminated by this process. Okay, and the disadvantages are oxidation and scaling, and poor the cracks may be formed, blowholes may be formed. Okay, and next is cold rolling process. The process of rolling a metal below the recrystallization temperature is known as or termed as cold rolling process, and normally this is carried out at room temperature. And in cold rolling, the recrystallization or crystallization does not occur. The grains are only elongated and tend to retain their shape acquired during rolling. So in this figure also it is very clear that it is only elongated, and after that it returns to the actual shape. Cold rolling increases the strength and hardness of the material due to the strain hardening, and the metal becomes less ductile and more brittle. Since the working is done in cold state, no oxide formation on the surface, and consequently good surface finish is obtained, but there is a possibility of crack formation is more when we compare to hot rolling. And this is the comparison between hot rolling and cold rolling on a single table. So the first one is as we discussed, the hot rolling, the definition itself, that is the first point. The metal is heated above the recrystallization temperature, it is known as hot rolling. And the cold working is if the metal is heated below its recrystallization temperature, is named as cold rolling. And the coefficient of friction is more in the case of hot rolling, whereas in cold rolling it is lesser compared to hot rolling. And heavy reduction in area is possible in hot rolling, but it is not possible cannot be achieved in cold rolling. And the mechanical properties are improved, and but less decrease in ductility. And in the case of cold working, hardness increases, brittleness increases, and ductility decreases. Okay, and the fifth one is blowholes or cracks may be formed in the case of hot working, but it can be avoided. But cold working, the excessive blowholes and cracks are formed because we are applying a high force or high power to operate the rolls. And the sixth point is because of the high temperature, oxides are formed, scales are formed in the case of hot working. But since we are operating at a low temperature, below the recrystallization temperature in the case of cold working, the chances of oxide formation is less. No oxide formed in the case of cold working. And the last point is surface finish is good, is not good in the case of hot working, as we discussed, but we are getting a good surface finish in the case of cold working. Okay, that is all about the comparison between hot working or hot rolling and cold rolling. Now there are the type of roll mills. Based on the type of milling rolls, the rolling operation can be also classified into many times. And the place where all the equipments for the metal rolling manufacture is set up is called a rolling mill. And rolling mills often vary in the type, number and position of rolls. And rolling mill arrangement commonly used in manufacturing industry today includes this 2 high mill, 3 high mill, 4 high mill, cluster mill and tandem mill. So we are going to discuss one by one. So what is this 2 high mill? Okay, we can go to the figure. So this is the 2 high mill. 2 high mill is further classified into two, that is non-reversing and reversing, that we will discuss. Okay, 2 high mill consists of 2 heavy rolls placed exactly one over the other. Mostly the lower roll will be fixed in position, and upper roll can be moved to adjust the space between the rolls. Both rolls rotates at the same speed but in opposite direction. The both rolls rotate at the same speed but in opposite direction. And then we will classify the 2 high mills into two, that is first one is reversing and non-reversing and reversing type. In non-reversing mills, rolls of equal size are rotated only in one direction. The rolls are only rotating in one direction, we cannot change the direction of rolls. And reversing type, the work can be passed to and fro through the rolls by reversing their direction. So this is the reversing type one. We can reverse the direction in the case of reversing type mill, and then first the metal is fed in this direction, and after we just reverse the direction of metal rods, and then now the workpiece is fed in this direction. Okay, and in this case a series of reduction can be made using the same set of rolls by passing the work back and forth. Okay, and but the disadvantage of this 2 high reversing mill include the mechanical requirement and power to constantly overcome and reverse the angular moment of the rolls. We require high power in the case of reversing mill. Okay, next one is 3 high mill. Go to the figure. This is the figure of 3 high mill. This consists of 3 rolls of equal size, one above the other. The upper and lower rolls are power driven, while the middle one rotates by friction. The upper and lower rolls rotates in same direction while the middle one rotates in opposite direction. Here the workpiece is made to pass in one direction between the upper and middle rolls in the first pass. Okay, in the first pass, and in the second pass between the middle and lower rolls in opposite direction. Okay, during the second pass the workpiece is between the middle and lower rolls in opposite direction. These are used for producing steel shapes such as I-beams, angle joints, etc. Okay, the first pass is like this and second pass is like this. Sorry, here the first pass is like this, then second pass. In this case, first pass and second pass. Okay, and next step is 4-high rolling mill. In 4-high rolling mill, this consists of 2 small diameter of working rolls and 2 large diameter of backup rolls. These are backup rolls placed one above the other. The large diameter roll is known as backup roll, and its function is to prevent the deflection of small rolls. The backup rolls prevents the deflection of small rolls. And the smaller rolls are known as working roll. And here less power is required as there is less friction due to the less contact area. The contact area is minimized by using these backup rolls and by the combination of backup rolls and working rolls, and because of that less power is required in this case, and generally these are used for sheet rolling. Okay, and the next one is cluster mill. You can see the figure. The cluster mill uses a small work roll backed up by many other rolls. Here each of the rolls are supported by 2 backing rolls for the support. Each of the rolls are supported by 2 backing rolls, and number of backing rolls depends on the support required. If the support required is more, the number of backing rolls also will be increased. And this cluster mill is used for producing thin sheets and foils. If you want to produce thin sheets and foils, we will use this cluster mill. Okay, and next one is tandem mill. In tandem mill, a series of rolling mills are placed one after another. The strip will be moving at different velocities, and different direction takes place at each stand. At each stand, different direction take place, and strip will be moving at different velocities. Okay, these are all about the rolling. We discussed about what is hot rolling, what is cold rolling, and how it is classified based on the rolling mills: 2-high, 3-high, 4-high, cluster, tandem mill. Okay, that's all about the rolling operation. Thank you. Next category of manufacturing process which is coming under forming process is extrusion. So let's discuss about extrusion process. As shown in the figure, in the extrusion process, metal or workpiece is enclosed in a container. Then using a ram, the metal is forced to flow through the opening of a die. During this process, the metal undergoes in reduction and elongation, and it is also subjected to plastic deformation. If the metal is heated above recrystallization temperature, then it is known as hot extrusion, and if the operating temperature is below the recrystallization temperature, then it is known as cold extrusion. So by this process, we can manufacture rod, tubes, circular, rectangular, hexagonal, and other shapes both in hollow and solid form. Okay. Next is types of extrusion process. Based on relative direction of movement of ram and workpiece, there are 2 types of extrusion. One is direct and other one is indirect extrusion. And as we discussed, if the operating temperature is below recrystallization temperature, then that process is known as cold extrusion, and it is also known as impact extrusion. Now we can discuss one by one. The first one is direct extrusion. In direct type, the flow of metal through the die and movement of ram are in the same direction. As in the figure, you can look at the figure. Here workpiece is a hot billet, that is why it is shown in red color, means it is heated above recrystallization temperature, and this process requires high pressure. And here both ram and workpiece are moving in same direction. Workpiece is hot, that means it is in above recrystallization temperature. Okay, now the second type is indirect type. In this case, the flow of metal through the die is in opposite direction as the movement of ram. Okay, you can refer the figure. So here you can see that the ram is moving in this direction and the workpiece is moving in this direction. This red color, this is the movement of ram. Here also hot billet is used. Unlike in the direct extrusion, here we use a hollow ram. Okay, look at the figure. You can see this is hollow, the ram is hollow here. Okay, the die is pushed into the billet by this hollow ram, and here less force is required when we compare to the direct extrusion. And next category is cold extrusion, which is also known as impact extrusion. So here cold extrusion means, as we discussed, the temperature is below recrystallization temperature. So here if you look at the figure, the punch is forced into the die cavity in which work is placed and causing the metal to flow upward through the gap between punch and die. Usually the work is unheated, that means it may be at room temperature. By this cold work we are getting a good surface finish because there is no heating. The chances of oxide formation is less. That is why we are getting a very smooth surface, and we are getting a good surface finish. So the applications are collapsible tubes. Collapsible tubes means that we are using for toothpaste tubes, ointment tubes. We are using this collapsible types loop. So these collapsible types tubes are manufactured by this process, and also the fire extinguisher cases are made by extrusion process. So this is all about the extrusion and rolling process. Now we discussed about extrusion process. So through this session I am just trying to give some basic idea regarding rolling and extrusion process. We haven't gone in detailed level of discussion. I'm just giving you some basic idea. Okay, study well all these portions. Thank you.